Okay. I don't know why my color bar didn't show up. That's okay. I think I forgot to transition. Welcome to the Saturday Night Murtathon, folks. I'm getting set up a little bit here. So if you'll kind of indulge me a little bit, I'm getting set up. That little dingy thing goes off. That means I'm being notified of stuff. Hello, Grey Moon. Welcome to the chat and to the Murtathon. Okay, this is. I'm just trying to get. Okay, I don't know how the heck you heard me unless it was coming through the other unit because I had the phone or the microphone is supposed to have a mute switch. You should be able to hear me now. I was in the process of getting things set up, and I was a little delayed, and I figured since I didn't have the numbers up quite yet, so hopefully my audio is up and running. I'm doing fine. Deuce and a quarter. Just trying to get things a little organized here. I had kind of a busy day, so naturally I'm late again. But I think I've got everything worked out. What we're going to talk about tonight is forgery. And whether... Oh, darn these things. I gotta learn how to turn these notifications off. And whether or not somebody did a forgery. Now, last night I read a letter that was supposed to have been sent to the sheriff of Pierce County as a criminal complaint against Kim and also demanding materials. Now, as of yet, that letter has not arrived at the sheriff's office. And when I got the letter, hi everybody, when I got the letter, it was from a single source. And I wrote back and I said, could you send me the link to the letter? And the link was sent, and I went to the, these messages got me distracting. It's saying that for whatever reason, my internet speed isn't up tonight. That's weird. Anyway, let me get back to what I was talking about. I went to the website and I read the letter. And then I noticed something that I had forgotten about. And that was the format of the letter itself. Now, if you read the body of the letter, you'll notice that it's nicely written. The charges are spelled out against Kim and the alleged charges, and also, for good measure, they brought in Tim Holmseth and said that he was unfairly treated too. Now, what I hadn't gotten from the person originally was the second half of the letter. It's a 2-page letter. And when I got the second page, I began to realize that something wasn't quite right with this letter. And that had to do with the blog that the letter was on. So, I studied the letter quite closely. Now, the first slide I'm going to bring up here is what the signature was on the letter. This is signed Denise McConnell. Now, that would have one believe that Denise McConnell had written the letter, and so on. But there's a problem. First of all, if you notice on the slide above, the color of the ink that was used to sign this particular letter. Now, I've used different colored inks to sign a letter before, so it didn't strike me as too unusual that this letter would have been signed in blue ink, except for if you go to the blog in question and you go through some of the letters that that individual has sent to various authorities, like I think a letter was sent to Broward County, a letter might have been sent to Pierce County, and a letter was sent to Polk County, and one to a sheriff. And this is what I am getting at here as I bring this transition over. Now, this is the letter D, and I chose this for a specific reason. The letter D on the left is Denise McConnell. Now, I'm not claiming that it's... I'm going to move this just a little bit so it's a little clearer. The interesting thing about this D is, first of all, the ink coloring used to sign this letter on the left is the same as the ink that is used to sign the letters by the person identifying themselves as the author of the blog. Well, you may think it's Pelosi pen ink, but the author of this blog does not like Nancy Pelosi, doesn't like any Democrats, so this wasn't the issue here. The issue here is the close resemblance of the two letters. The D on the left is supposedly Denise McConnell. The D on the right is the signature of the blogger. Now, if you pay close attention, you will notice that both signatures, if you understand how handwriting works, and you may want to practice this yourself, take a piece of paper and write your own name. Sign it like you would sign a document. Where do you start your signature? You start in the top left-hand corner, top right-hand corner, bottom left corner, or bottom right corner. Where do you start your signature when you sign? On this particular set of signatures, you will notice that there is a swash before each D, or within the D itself. It starts somewhat towards the right-hand side of the image. Makes a sweep down, comes back up, goes back down again, makes kind of a loop, and then out. Signature on the right. You have a sweep that comes down from top left to bottom right, or top right to bottom left, goes up again, forms your D, swings around, and goes back off to the right. As far as I'm concerned, it's the same person. And as far as I'm concerned, this letter's a forgery. The individual that published the letter either did it himself or got it from somebody, but considering the fact that it says signature on the right, it's my opinion that this individual forged either the whole letter or Denise McConnell's signature. Now, let's think about the letter for a minute. Field McConnell's decision on his trip to Florida came down around 4 o'clock in the afternoon Central Time. And this letter was published the same day in this particular blog. So that means that Denise McConnell sat in court all through waiting for this decision to come out. The decision comes out. She gets up, she gets on a word processor and goes through all this trouble of making this detailed letter with all the footnotes. Now, this letter had footnotes, a lot like someone makes when they're writing a legal brief. You have all kinds of footnotes at the bottom. Reference material. Again, got into a detailed history of Kim Picasio, the name, address, phone number of her legal firm, all kinds of stuff. Got into a dispute she had with a former client. He made an accusation there. And he also discussed the complaint that Kim Picasio allegedly made in regards to Timothy Holmseth. All in this one letter, supposedly written by Denise McConnell, for the primary purpose of saying that her husband was falsely charged by Kim Picasio. So, all this right after she finds out her husband is going to go to Florida. Very first thing she does. Doesn't even visit her husband. She just sits down and writes this lengthy letter. Next point here is this letter is only on this blog. Nope, Tim Holmseth hasn't written about this letter. Nobody's written about the letter. Randy Erickson hasn't written about the letter. It hasn't been discussed on Kirk Pendergrass Law. Hasn't shown up on any stream. Preacher Dan hasn't talked about the letter. All these people have not said a word about this letter. It's only on this one blog. And then right now, if anybody were to look, unless something's happened in the last 20 minutes, that's the only place this letter is on that blog. Now, why is that? This would be breaking news that Denise McConnell is filing charges against Kim for false arrest. Nothing. Zero. Now, the problem with this situation is, if Denise McConnell did not give permission for this letter to be written, the author of this letter has committed identity theft. If Denise McConnell did condone the writing of this letter, it's problematic because, number one, she didn't sign it. Somebody else signed it. And there's no footnote saying that this was signed on the behalf of Denise McConnell. It's simply somebody wrote a letter and signed Denise McConnell's name. And if this letter is submitted to the Pierce County Jail, it's a false police report. And it's also identity theft, fraud, all kinds of things. So whoever wrote this letter wasn't very smart. There was no disclaimer that this letter was a parody or anything like that. This was just a letter that is supposed to... what the letter says, Kansas, is that it is from Denise McConnell. Denise McConnell is filing a criminal complaint against Kim Picasio for false police report against Field McConnell. She also included a charge against Kim Picasio for making a perjured statement in regards to Timothy Holmseth twice. Also, in the body of the letter, Denise McConnell is said to be requesting, making a FOIA request for body cam footage, for DVDs or CDs of any telephone conversations in regards to the case. Body cam footage she wants is of the sheriff actually arresting Field, sheriff giving Field McConnell the arrest warrant, and I think there was even a request for the original serving of the restraining order back in November. Very thorough, and seeing how Denise McConnell conducts herself, very unusual. Now, the other thing to remember about this letter is it's in American English. Denise McConnell is from Northern Ireland. She's a foreign national. Over in that part of the world, on the European continent, in the United Kingdom, Northern South Ireland and so on and so forth, they use Old English or European English. Their wording is different, their pronunciation is different, everything is different. So there should have been words in Denise McConnell's letter that would indicate she is a foreign national. And here's another problem. Denise McConnell is supposed to be in the United States. Now, that has not been verified, at least to my satisfaction. And if Denise McConnell wrote this police report on a tourist visa or on a visa of any kind, she can be deported for committing a felony, which is patriotic. I'm not going to give out the name of the blog. People know who it is. I'm not advertising this guy. And also, there's another reason. The guy told me that owns this blog, if I mention his name in any way, shape, or form, in any context, he's going to report me for inciting violence. He claims that if I give out his name or the name of his blog on any webcast, on Twitter, or anywhere else, I will be guilty of anything that happens to him as far as bodily harm. He is terrified of anyone that has any support of me. The guy is scared to death. He has come out and stated in writing that if I mention his name anywhere on the internet, that he will file a police report saying that I'm inciting riot and that I'm inciting violence by mentioning his name on the internet, even if it's about a true fact. What can I say? This guy is terrified of a 69-year-old retired truck driver that lives over 1,000 miles from him. Amazing. Phil McConnell is no whistleblower. Whatever Phil McConnell blows, it's not a whistle. Phil McConnell is a fraud. He's a criminal right now. I have nothing good to say about Phil McConnell, so I'm going to take that one to the bank. But anyway, that's the thing here. You get people doing some strange things, and this letter. Hi Chad, welcome to the chat. I'm going to ignore him. I'm not mentioning the guy's name. I just brought this up to show people that there are people out there that are willing to forge documents in order to garner support for Phil McConnell and Timothy Charles Homseth, and at the same time make false accusations against people. And I'm beginning to consider going by the style of writing in this guy's blog, so on and so forth, that he is at least writing some of the material that is showing up in Timothy's websites, either on Facebook or his blog or both. Timothy Charles Homseth may not be writing on his blog. He may not be online. It's good to remember that we have not seen Timothy Charles Homseth on video in quite some time. Homseth has been invisible, basically. I don't know what they're doing. Well, Ruby Tuesday, I think forgery's been going on for quite a long time. This is just a glaring example of it. And it's obvious. Because if you go over to the guy's blog and you go down to where he signed his name on paperwork and you compare that to the letter supposedly from Cynthia McConnell, then you will see that it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's a forgery. Misty Myrtle Field says that Denise lives in Surrey, England. Well, what I did is I've been researching, and it came out in some old writings that Denise McConnell was born in Northern Ireland. She was what is known as a wireman. And what that is she worked for a manufacturing company and she basically wired stuff. And the story goes that she learned about Field McConnell while she was in Northern Ireland. She was interested in the 9/11 theory he was talking about in regards to the autopilot and the chip and all this thing on the aircraft. And she went down, somehow got hooked up in Wales at one of those seminars that Field attended, gave Field a ride to the seminar along with some other people, and things went from them. They got to where they knew each other better. They had common interests and everything, and the rest is history. She came over to the United States. So she probably moved to Surrey, England after she went back. So well, thanks for the compliment, Ruby. I just lucked on some information. You're all good detectives because you know, it's bits and pieces that people find all over the place that I'm able to gather all this stuff together, and then I just follow up. Anybody that knows how to use Google can find this information now. But anyway, so she was a wireman. She married Field McConnell. Not sure what order, but she married him in a commitment ceremony in England, and they did get married in Las Vegas. And I would have to go through and find that again, but I found the listing in Las Vegas for when a marriage license was issued to Field and Denise McConnell. She's got 4 names. And it's like Denise Clark something McConnell. So, but, you know, I know there's been a back and forth about whether she didn't wait long enough or Field didn't wait long enough after divorce from his previous wife. And it's looking like they didn't. So the marriage is annulled under Wisconsin law, and if that's the case, that's probably why she's having a problem with her visa, because she's not legally married to Field, so she's not entitled to a resident visa. And if she is in the United States, she has somehow managed to wangle a tourist visa, because that's the latest rumor that I've heard. But yeah, you know, I've had people impersonate me for years. There's a chat going around that I keep getting hit over the head with. I didn't write it. Somebody wrote it because they hacked into my one of my social media accounts, America Online Chat, Pal Talk Chat. I think it was Pal Talk Chat was supposedly where they got it. Yeah, Denise Irene Clark McConnell. I did a search in the Nevada database for weddings using that name, and it popped up. And so they did have a marriage license in the state of Nevada. Now, if they didn't wait long enough to get married under Wisconsin law, since Field McConnell is a resident of the state of Wisconsin, they violated Wisconsin law, and the marriage not valid. I don't know that much about Denise as far as how many times she's been married or what have you. I didn't go that far because we're talking about a foreign national, and getting into public records in a foreign country might be a little difficult because England might have stronger privacy laws than we do here in the United States. You know, our First Amendment makes the accessibility of public information quite broad. Over in England, they may have something different. And same goes true of United Kingdom, whether it be the entire United Kingdom under one system or each individual country has their own system. Well, I don't know what his name is in Florida, or was, but he's legally Field McConnell on the paperwork that was filed in Nevada. Now, it could be, you see, this is the same thing with Tim Holmseth. Tim Holmseth is not his birth name. His name, Timothy Charles Homseth was born Lawrence Holt. Off the top of my head, I would say 2016. I'm going to have to try and bring up. You'll have to bear with me while I do this. Because I got the information on the other computer. And I can't get to it from here. Okay. Alright, let me go continue the search page. Okay, here we go, field. It's not fold. Okay. Search. Okay, according to Las Vegas, married June 22nd, 2016, they got a marriage certificate. So that would probably be when they got married. 6/22/2016. Now, those of you out there that David Strait, I'm not sure if he has a blog or not. I haven't paid too much attention to him. I think somebody uploads the videos on another blog or on another web YouTube site, and it may not be his site. I don't know for sure. But well, it worked right that time. Okay. I'd have to look that one up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the license up in the room so you guys can look at it. Where'd the hell did it go? The only thing I hate about this is it. There it is. Alright, I'm doing something here. Alright, that's the marriage license. When it eventually decides to come up. Well, I would think a person at her age, she's probably had at least one child. You know, it's not exactly a spring chicken. But that's where we're at on that front. Oh well, I'm just gonna let that one go because just got a comment from Sharp as Attack, and I don't know how many times I have to keep saying this. It's everything I do here is just my opinion. I'm not out saying that this is a fact-based blog or anything like that, and I'm not interested in the sovereign citizen thing. So if I get that wrong, I'm sorry. My main point of interest here is the conduct by Field McConnell and Timothy Charles Homeseth. So that's that. Well, there are fraud investigations going on, Atlas, and you know she may or may not get implicated, depending on what they can come up with proof-wise to show her participation. Levi, I don't know if she thinks that or if she's decided to make nice with Kirk Pendergrass. Um, you know, I was kind of surprised when I saw that, but it seems like she's swinging both ways. She puts Kirk's stuff up and she puts Timothy's stuff up. You know, so that's. I don't know what's going on with that one. You know, I think what it is she needs Kirk's numbers. And so she puts it up there. Well, Rapunzel, I think it's circling the wagons because they're running into a problem. So, you know, they may have to try and shore up, at least to try and keep some kind of momentum going. I don't know what, but they may be attempting to get some momentum going. Speaking of which, because all Timothy Homeseth has done, he put up, all he put up was this federal court notification, which has gone nowhere. It's not going to go anywhere. People don't know how to do things federally. Got some strange conspiracy theories in here. But, you know, excuse me again, I'm looking at the... Oh, that was Timothy's crap. I was on the wrong page. Let's go up to Randy. Yeah, Timothy's not doing anything. Oh, Trump. Everybody is on uh, Randy's page thinks that JFK Jr. is alive. I gotta love people. So she's more or less going back to her conspiracy theory crap. So that's a worthless. That's not even worth checking out. So that's it in zombie land anyway. Oh, that's fine. They can save everything they want because it's, unlike Field McConnell, I don't delete things. My stuff is up there, because I got nothing to hide. So they can copy and paste away. This entire thing gets put up at the end of the Murtathon. It automatically gets recorded, chat and all, so they can go through at their leisure and pick and choose what they want. Whatever trips their goat. Denise isn't legally a McConnell. Did that just free her from all McConnell's debts? Yes, it does. Because unless she signed paperwork, she's not jointly liable. Now, I don't understand why her name got put on the foreclosure unless there was paperwork there that said Denise McConnell was a party to that transaction. Now, it doesn't matter that she used McConnell as a surname. If she signed it, there might be a technical problem with it, and it might void the contract with the bank, but she would be liable. Now, that's an opinion on my part. That would be something a lawyer would have to tear into and see what the situation is with Denise and what the situation was that got her involved in the foreclosure. Violation of a position of trust. Yeah, that might come up. Well, I don't know who the guy is that claims to be JFK Jr. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. Because JFK Jr. was a liberal. Now, why would Donald Trump, an right wing conservative, want a liberal as vice president? That makes absolutely no sense. Whoever came up with that didn't think it out very well. Because why JFK Jr.? He's as much on the left as Hillary Clinton. And where that comes from, I saw this thing on Randy's page where there's been a story going around on Twitter that Bloomberg is thinking of asking Hillary to run as vice president. And so Randy's saying, well, if Bloomberg's going to run Hillary as vice president, then we'll run JFK Jr. as vice president under Trump. And it's like, what? That's not going to make Mike Pence too happy to know that a reincarnated liberal has taken his place. He's not going to be very happy. So, I don't know. That stuff is just so far out in the twilight zone, I don't even pay much attention to it. I got a severe case of the burps tonight. I had clam chowder for dinner. And I am burping the hay, and I think it's reacting to my Pepsi. So excuse me if I burp too much. Well, he sure is not a liberal now. He's swung over to the right. I think you're going to show me what I've already seen before. Yeah, this thing with Randy, weird. Yeah, I was looking through something I got in private message about Randy Erickson. That woman fell off a fast-moving turnip truck, landed on her head. Mm-hmm. Mentos and Coke. Oh, I've seen videos of that. That's wild, man. You know, people will sit there and they'll throw Mentos in a Coke, one of those 2-liter Coke things, and tighten it up real quick, and that thing goes off like a bomb. Amazing. A little bit of basic science and chemistry. Well, I think, yeah, we're getting politics again, but I think that Donald Trump had to run as a Republican. Yeah, the Daily Mail is reporting that Bloomberg wants Hillary as his running mate. Well, you only live once. I got messy gut, and I got a messy gut. Yeah, I figure this. It's either smoking or Pepsi. I chose Pepsi. Yeah. Should try granulated quartine, chlorine, and a small piece of aluminum. That's a bomb. Yeah, that definitely would be a bomb because you're making hydrogen, I believe. Well, I don't think anybody's asked Hillary. I think it's just one of these rumors that's going around. I really don't care who. I'm an anybody but Trumper. I don't care who runs. I'm going to vote. That's just, I've said it before, so it's no secret. I am not voting for Trump. Yeah, the only problem with the 2 liters is it goes flat. We do all our prescription shopping at CVS. It's right up in the middle of Apopka, about 4 miles from my house. 3, 4 miles, something like that. It's not very far. But they have all kinds of interesting sales up there, and I'm a member of a Sam's Club. That's usually where I buy my stuff. Mert can't handle all the wealth. What wealth? I suppose you could call me wealthy. Before Tim Holmseth and others messed it up, I had a $3 million a year business. Yeah, that went up in smoke. But, just all it does is you can buy bigger and better toys. When you're in my current income bracket, you can't buy anything, really. The court papers say governor's pardon. What that is, if someone would bother to order it, it's $3 to order it. Field McConnell wrote out a form and basically said, I, Governor Evers, or whatever the hell his name is, of Wisconsin, hereby pardon Field McConnell. And there's a space for the governor to sign his name and date it and put the state stamp on it. You know, Field McConnell sent that to the governor thinking that he would blindly sign it and that way he'd be able to be pardoned. But the problem is, the governor can't pardon Field McConnell because the state of Wisconsin is not the one charging Field McConnell with the crime. It's the state of Florida. It's the state of Florida that would pardon Field McConnell. And that's kind of dumb because the governor of the state of Florida just signed the extradition warrant. Why would the governor of the state of Florida go through all this trouble of signing an extradition order, or a requisition order as we call it, if he's going to pardon the guy? Yeah, you just don't do that. These people don't know, legal procedures in court. It's, the state of Wisconsin has no say. They're not the charging authority. The charging authority is the state of Florida. And Bill McConnell is going to Florida. Period. Now, it's going to take anywhere from a week to 2 weeks to get him up there, but he's going to Florida. And I cannot believe people and this Postmaster General of the world, are people that stupid that they believe that stuff? Well, Route Irish, yes, you have to be convicted before you're pardoned, but you also have to be pardoned by the state that levied the charges. The governor of Wisconsin cannot pardon Field McConnell for charges in Florida, even if he's convicted. Florida convicts Field McConnell of the felonies he's charged with. Wisconsin can't do a damn thing about it. It's Florida. If what Field McConnell said was true, and he's allowed to do what he's allowed to do up there in Wisconsin, you're going to have people getting death threats all over the country because of Field McConnell. And it'll be the wild, wild west on the internet. JFK Jr. is dead. People have got to wake up. I mean, Jesus Christ. He's going to be charged under the state statute, not a federal one. Now, Field McConnell does get federal charges from his racketeering. That's a different story. But the felony stalking is under Florida state statutes. And so he'll be tried in state court. Yeah, Misty Myrtle, the White House gets all kinds of garbage, and the president doesn't even see them. They got a whole room full of people at the White House that goes through all that crap, and it just goes into file 13. A person, I don't claim to know it all. It's my opinion. I could be wrong, but I'm basing it on the number of times that I have gone to court and watched court proceedings. I used to go down to the Orange County Courthouse just about every week to follow this case or the other case. I had I was a member of a private discussion group, and we would have round tables and we would discuss all kinds of stuff about true crime. You know, so, and I have people I talk to that are in the legal profession that tell me things, and I base it on that. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know, that's just, you know, where we go with that one. Kev Chat, there is a possibility that Phil McConnell will be charged under RICO, and Miss Dunklin and other people may be charged as well. You know, it depends on how all these investigations turn out. Ruby, I missed out on that one. What case am I talking about? Well, right now I'm talking about the Cynthia Abzug case because there's a federal investigation as well as an investigation by the state of Colorado into what happened while Cynthia Abzug was on the run. And about, you know, all the accusations that were made in that police report. The letter was sent to a friend of mine over on Twitter, and she let me know about it, and that's how I got the letter. It's on a blog, and I will not give out the name of the blog, although it's obvious who it is, because the man is terrified that if I give out his name and the name of his blog on this channel, that I will incite someone to incur violence on him. So in order to protect him from being scared to death, I will not say the man's name or advertise his blog. Because the man is absolutely positively scared something's going to happen if I mention his name. And he's told me that if I mention his name, he's going to file a police report claiming that I'm inciting violence by mentioning his name on the internet. You know, this is supposed to be a big macho man, but apparently not. He's scared of a 69-year-old truck driver living 1,000 miles away from him. So, it is what it is. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just that it's not coming from me. That way he can't come to me and say, oh, you're inciting violence by mentioning my name on the internet. I'm going to file a police report on you. So, that's why I won't mention his name. You know, this guy's even more of a meat kitten than Dr. Goodbyes. He's a scaredy cat with a big S. Well, that's what he said. He sent me letters. You know, he's told me more than once, if you mention my name or anything about me, I'll call the cops and file a criminal complaint for inciting violence on the internet. Yeah, I'm a bad boy. I'm a real badass. I'm a 69-year-old ninja truck driver. Gotta love it. Well, I do not condone violence. It's not going to accomplish a damn thing. That's why I'm mad at Phil McConnell, because that's what he's doing, is inciting violence. And yeah, Alicia, that's what happened. This was someone that was. It's a combination of things. She's a longtime supporter of Tim Holseth, but she's also got a beef with Kim Picasio, and she basically, I would suspect that if I were to take her up on her offer, that I would have to write bad things about Kim. And that would be a lie, and I won't do it because of that. Because you can't, I'm just not going to lie for people. Well, she's still keeping contact with me. That's what's funny about it. We talk and everything. I just told her, I said, I cannot take you up on that offer because it's, I don't want to be controlled editorially, for one. And I don't, that's what she's doing. I'd basically be her employee. I wouldn't be an independent social media journalist. I'd be an employee of this person. And I'm not going to do that. Well, I don't, I just think people that go around saying that you should die, that person's really not worth talking to. That sort of thing is uncalled for. I don't care who it is. Well, it's she made the offer and I turned it down, and I told her, I says, I just can't do it. I'm not gonna bend my point of view on anything to satisfy someone just because they're paying for the trip. That's not the way I work. As it kills my credibility, because if somebody finds out that there's someone paying me to report the story based on her point of view, then my credibility, what there is of it's gone. Well, I don't know. I haven't heard too much interaction between Tim Holmseth and Field as of late. I know when the fight was going on between Holmseth and Kirk Pendergrass, Field was getting upset. And it got to the point where he actually had, to clamp down and tell everybody to knock it off. Now, let's see, subscriptions. I'm looking at something here. Alright, nothing's showing up there, so let's see. Divine Interloper's busy. She's got all kinds of videos up. Be sure to check out Divine. She's got some new videos up. And okay. It's been exactly 1 week and we have not heard from Field McConnell. So if Field McConnell's out of jail, he ain't doing any Field McConnelling. Oh, Jesus, I swear. Well, I'll eventually look at that link. I've got too much on my plate to be going too deep into the theories of the sovereign citizens. I've heard Key Chat. I heard a couple things on Randy's page. They put that he got put back into solitary again. I know at a minimum he's lost phone privileges. So. Yeah, basically it's what they call a 23-in-1. You're in the cell for 23, out for 1 hour. At the minimum, he's lost his phone privileges. But nobody's talking about him, other than these idiots that say he's out on this pardon letter, which is not true. Yeah, that's the story that I have heard, that he mentioned Kim again. That's a violation of the agreement that the county jail made to allow him out. They told him if he does it again, he's going right back again. He did it again, and he's right back in. So, I've had both ways, but it was confirmed on Randy's page that he got slapped with solitary again, and so they wouldn't lie, and they wouldn't be in a position to lie about it. Misty Myrtle, that is correct. There probably will not be any more radio shows because Broward County has different rules when it comes to the phones. And Phil McConnell is going to find that he's going to be in a pod with several hundred inmates, and everybody wants to use the only phone in that pod. So he's going to have to kind of negotiate with the other residents of that pod for the use of that phone. So he's going to find he's going to be in a totally different world down there. So. Yeah, old Phil, he just loves that attention. Do-do-do-do. Oh no, it won't be quiet. There's going to be all kinds of racket because you're basically, I'm in the process of bringing up She said Marines told her twice she would be kicked out for dealing with him. Okay. Rapunzel, I don't think he likes it. Yeah, she could have done that. The thing of it is when you fax a letter, in most cases, there's going to be a header. Um, she could have wrote it into a PDF and emailed it for that matter. But the thing of it is it's just the letter, in my opinion, just looks like a forgery. And the fact that it came so soon, I mean, it's like within an hour of him being given the decision that he's coming to Florida and that the governor's going to sign off on it. I mean, all the footnotes that she did, all the research, and it matches exactly what the blogger does. It's exactly how he writes. It's just too much of a coincidence. So okay, what I'm doing is I hadn't planned on doing this, and I figured I'd go ahead and do it. I'm bringing up pictures of the Broward County Jail, so everybody has an idea where he's going to. Oh, he's going to be extradited. It's like that was told to me by people familiar with the process down there that he is not going to be pardoned, or there's not going to be any more delays. In a week or two, he's going to be coming to Florida. It's that simple. Oh, where's it? Oh, this thing is nuts. I'm finding funny ass pictures of this jail. Say one thing, there's going to be times that Phil has to go to the bathroom and he's not going to be lonely. I love this picture. Denise did not get a hearing, from what I understand. Somebody forged a letter and signed her name to it. Well, there is one car in the antique car collection, Key Chat, that if he sold the one car, that would pay all his debt. Just one car. And because I got a buyer that'd give me $125,000 for it. So, yeah, they're just chomping on the bit, waiting for the treasure auction to start up. I don't know about the one shower a week business. Where are you going, Skippy? Do. Mm-hmm. Keith Chat, or it's Kev Chat. I'm mispronouncing it. Sometimes I look at the monitor without my glasses on. It's KBCHAT010. Yeah, he'll be able to shower. I don't know how often they get to shower. Let me see if they show that. Alright, let me try this. No, Timothy was not not sentenced for his charges except once. Um, Timothy had a trial for one of the four charges against him. I think he got 90 days. He was supposed to go on trial for the second of the three when he skipped out on his bond or on his jail appearance. So as far as what's going to happen next is anybody's guess. No, Field McConnell was not pardoned on Valentine's Day. He is currently in the Pierce County Jail awaiting transport to Florida. If you want to believe he was pardoned, you knock yourself out. You're going to be in for a rude awakening when he shows up in Broward County in about a week or so. You know, because my question is, if Field McConnell has been pardoned and is out of jail, where the hell is he? Why isn't he getting on the air and saying, hey, look at me, I'm out of jail? Ain't seen squat from Field McConnell. You know, so running around making fools of yourself saying that he's been pardoned, you're just going to make yourself look like asses when he shows up in Florida. Calavente, the document is fake, because all the document is he just basically made up a form, or somebody did, and they sent it to the governor. The governor has not signed anything. You can send anything to the state, stating it's a pardon or this, that, or the other thing, and they're going to record it according to the title you put on the letter, but that doesn't mean that the governor has pardoned you. You just said, there's just a form. There's nothing that anybody has put up anywhere that says he's pardoned. There's nothing with the state seal of Wisconsin on it. There's not a governor's signature on it. Nothing. Because Field McConnell would be on the air right now bragging about it if he was out of jail. I guarantee you that. People... but this is the problem, is people believe anything. As long as it agrees with them and their point of view on something, they're going to say, oh yeah, Field's been freed and he's pardoned and he's hiding out somewhere. Ain't happening. I'd be one of the first to know. Believe me, there's a lot of people that would know if he was out of jail. Kim would know because she's a victim, and they would notify her if something had happened with Field McConnell. And you can check that, because if you're a victim of a crime and the person that victimized you is released from incarceration, you're going to be the first to hear about it. Mm-hmm. Skippy, what are you doing, buddy? Yeah, that's correct. Field is on lockdown again because of his big mouth. And that guy is a classic cluster flark. He just can't stay out of trouble. Well, that's correct, Misty. A person cannot be pardoned if they haven't been convicted yet. And the only person that could pardon Phil McConnell is the governor of the state of Florida. That's where the charges come out of. The state of Wisconsin has not charged Phil McConnell with a crime. The state of Wisconsin is holding Phil McConnell as a request by the state of Florida, who has issued a warrant for his arrest. That's the way the law works. That's the way extradition works. And Phil McConnell is not officially arrested until he's in the custody of the state of Florida. I'll put this over here and put this over here. This is the way I should have had this set up. Yeah, that looks better. As I'm staring off into the sunset here. This way I can read this. Yeah, the governor of Florida signed the extradition papers, and the governor of Wisconsin gave his okay to it. So both governors have agreed to ship Phil McConnell to Florida. Now it's just a matter of time before Florida comes and gets him. Okay, nothing yet. And I just did something I didn't intend to do. Okay. Okay, what date is this now? Okay, Saturday, February 8th. That's last week. So the hell of it. This damn thing has the dumbest Okay, so that's through the 8th. I tell you, I'm going to be glad when he gets to Broward County. Their little thing they have here in Pierce County stinks. Sunday, February 9th. So let's do Monday. Might have to do it through Friday. This is Saturday night. February 10th, Monday. Well, we're getting there. I've been told that it's probably going to be 2 weeks on average before Phil McConnell gets brought to Orlando or to Florida. Okay, here we go. This is what I was looking for. Okay, as of February 14th, 2020, Phil McConnell is in the custody of the Pierce County Sheriff's Office, extradition, hold on state. So as of Friday, he is still in prison. That's correct, Lipstick. Depending on how the prisons are, Phil could be out for 6 months before he leaves. It's all up to Broward County. They're the ones that have to make the transportation arrangements. All Pierce County does is sit back and say, okay, he's here. And you're looking at a prison with 4,000 inmates in it, so they got to make adjustments in Broward County to put him in there. They got to set up the docket. They got all kinds of stuff they have to do. But I've been told, based on the way things have been going in the transports, because they bring roughly 100 inmates a day out of state into Florida under extraditions. And jail isn't prison. It's, I'm probably using the bad. But Broward County is a jail. So, yeah. But anyway, because of the amount of stuff that's going on right now, Broward County is taking 2 to 3 weeks to do out-of-state extraditions. Yeah. It does. It depends on the amount of space that they have and the particular level of security that he's going into. Say he's medium security, so they have to make sure there's room in medium security. Just because there's room in minimum security doesn't mean that's where he's going. He's being brought to Florida for 3 Class 3 felonies of a violent nature, and because of that, he's automatically going into medium security. Key chat, that's correct, but he's going to be accompanied by 2 very burly and very highly trained SWAT agents. They notified the airline that they're going to have a prisoner on board, and the airline knows in advance. They usually have law enforcement at the flybridge to meet the inmate and the accompanying officers. They have a place where they're going to put them, and they notify the pilot that, number 1, they've got a prisoner on board, and number 2, that they have 2 armed sheriffs on board, because the pilot has to know whenever there's weapons on board. And so the cabin is locked. You cannot get into the flight cabin. They've done this ever since 9/11. They have security arrangements made to where those cabins are locked shut. Yeah, That's correct. It's a day behind. So it was updated at midnight for Friday. So that's why I said as of Friday, February 14th, he's still in jail. This is February 15th. So, yeah, it may be 6 in the morning. So what'll happen is I'll check again tomorrow morning and see if he's still in there. I'm going to check every day to see if he's in jail, because that's when you'll know Field McConnell's left, because 24 hours after he's out of the Pierce County Jail, he'll be off the roster. And then we'll know he's on his way. You know, the Pierce County Jail roster is how you're going to know that he's left. And I don't know what kind of a note they're going to put on there, but basically he's just going to disappear off the roster. And then all you do is you start looking at the Broward County inmate roster to see when he shows up down there. And that's going to be automatic. I'm on a list to be notified, because being familiar with the FOIA situation in Florida, I've already put in a request that the minute he hits the booking, I'm to know about it. And we'll see if I get it or not. I'm going to keep checking, because I know how to check for that in Fort Lauderdale. Well, it depends. Like I said, Florida has 3 options: commercial airline, the federal Con Air, and private contractor prison bus. And it's maybe option 3 that they bring them down, because Florida's cheap. They know, and they want to spend as little money as possible, and the cheapest way to get them down here is to put them on a prison bus. So I have a feeling that he's going to be brought down on a bus, because, you know, it's going to, you know, because you got to remember, they would have to pay airfare round trip for 2 deputies to go up there and get them. Plus, they got to pay one-way airfare to bring them down here. So they're not going to want to pay that kind of money to a commercial airline. Con Air is not that cheap. So their cheapest option is actually a prison bus. You know, so it depends on how much of a difference there is in the cost of a prison bus and a contract air carrier. Well, he still is. Alicia Marie, Watchman is telling people that Field McConnell is going to be in Dallas. He is saying that Denise McConnell is going to be in Dallas. And they're selling tickets based on Field being there. Alicia, he will formally be charged by the state of Florida when he is booked. That's when the clock starts. Right now, everything is on hold until Field arrives in Florida. And, you know, once he's booked and he gets a case number, then the 90-day rule starts. Patriotic KP is very happy. You know, this is, you know, one of the big things he's gotten accomplished in all this is to get him down here for trial. And it's weird, because he's going to be tried where Kim works. Same courthouse. Different floor, but the same courthouse. You know, she practices law in the Broward County Courthouse. And Field McConnell is going to be tried in the Broward County Courthouse. Well, I don't expect Field McConnell to even arrive in Florida until March 1st. And this thing in Dallas is like the first week in March, so he ain't going to be in Dallas. I can bet you on that one. That ain't happening. You know, he's going to be stuck in the Broward County Jail all through the long, hot summer. It gets hotter than you know what down in Broward County. It'll get 100 degrees down there in August. Actually, it'll be in the high 90s, high humidity starting in June. So I'm going to be sweating like a pig going down there. It's hot. And this damn, my uniform here, this black t-shirt, there you are, Field. Hey, they're coming to take me away, ha ha. I'm going to Florida today, ha ha, yee. Anyway, that's my clowning around. All I need is that weird clown rig that he used to wear. I ain't wearing no damn pink shorts, so that's all. Man, my set just went Scooby on me here. I gotta do something about this set. Anyway. It starts getting 90 degrees down here in April. What happens, though, is the humidity goes up. Because we have an old saying down here. It's not the heat, it's the humidity, and that's what's going to happen. The humidity is going to be fighting the air conditioner, which is not that good. I had a set malfunction. That's just one of those things that I've got a temporary background thing set up here, and the flag is fine. It's this damn thing off to my left. It moved over because the chair hit the foot and was obscuring the flag. I think I fixed it now, but I gotta change all that. Oh, they have air conditioning in the jail. That's you gotta be as humane as possible with inmates. They're not animals. We may think of them as animals, but they have rights. But the air conditioner cannot fight the heat. The jail itself is a heat sink. It's one big concrete block, and so it absorbs heat. So they do have air conditioning. Lipstick pundit, there is air conditioning in the jail. People would die if there was no air conditioning in the jail, and you got to keep the guards comfortable. I mean, they got those heavy uniforms on, so you got to keep the guards comfortable. Yes, he has to prepare his own paperwork. Nobody can do it for him. He can't have power of attorneys or anybody else do it. He's got to do it. That's why this so-called letter that popped up on the one blog is no good. So I'll check that tomorrow. Pierce County's got to do something about the way they list inmates. That thing is weird. It took me a while to learn it. I reminded people over on Twitter, because everybody thinks that, Field McConnell's going to come to Florida and he's going to get this thing wrapped up and done with in a matter of weeks. And no, it's not necessarily true. Now, February 14th was the 2-year anniversary of the Parkland shooting. The defendant in that case is in the same jail that Field McConnell's going to be in. And he's being tried right now in the same court that Field McConnell's going to be in. Now, this incident happened exactly 2 years ago. And right now, we are in the middle of that trial. Now, it's expected that it's going to take at least another week to get his trial out of the way. And then the jury's going to reach a verdict. More likely, they're going to find him guilty. And then it goes into the death penalty phase. Because now they got to determine whether or not they're going to give the guy the death penalty. But it's not going to be that way for Field McConnell, but what's going to happen is that Field McConnell is going to go on trial, and it may last a day, maybe 2 or 3. Then it goes to the jury. Then after the jury renders a verdict, the judge is going to hold Field. If he's adjudicated guilty, he's going to go to jail. They're going to hold him. They're going to schedule a sentencing hearing, and between the time of the verdict and the sentencing hearing, they're going to, the probation department, the parole, and all this other stuff. Everybody's got to have their meeting to figure out what they're going to do with Phil McConnell. And then he comes back, he gets sentenced, he gets told the conditions of this, that, and the other thing, and he's off to jail. And so Phil McConnell could be in jail this time next year awaiting trial. We're not very fast down here. We take our damn sweet time. Because he gets puts on a docket. All they have to do is get him in court to enter a plea within 90 days. And then the clock starts. Because there's no such thing. The 90-day rule doesn't mean that you got to have everything over and done with in 90 days. That means the process has to start within 90 days. And because otherwise, this character that shot all these people up would have been in jail would have been sentenced in prison. And he's not. He's under trial right now. And he's in a county jail. He's on the top floor of the same jail that Phil McConnell's going to be in. So Phil McConnell's got a famous housemate. It's not likely they're going to see each other, but, it is what it is. Yeah, let me see what's going on here. You couldn't put a window unit in this Broward County Jail. It's these little slits. It looks like a sniper's window. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find another image. All right. Okay, what I'm doing is hope I'm Alright. I tell you, sometimes this thing software sucks, Damn software locked up. Alright, what was I doing? Alright, let me put this up here. Alright. What I'm doing Okay, this here is the side of the Broward County Jail. And if you notice, those elongated things are the outside cells. Because they're not all the jail cells look to the outside. Some jail cells look to the inside. And what basically happens is the jail cells on two different floors share one window. So I'm not sure if Phil McConnell's going to have a window view or not. Sharpest attack, that is quite possible. The theory is that he would leave late Friday and he would arrive in Florida over the weekend. If he took a plane, he would be in jail, but would not be booked until Monday. They would put him in a holding cell, and he'd wait, and then Monday is when he would be formally booked. But because of the backlog that they have in Broward County, there's a good chance that he's probably going to sit in Wisconsin for a minimum of a week. Well, I would like to see the field army try. You know, they got, number one, they got a 32-foot fence around the property. And they have men with guns. And they have men that know how to shoot those guns. So. Yeah, so I would love them to try. That would be funny to watch, because they'd probably have breaking news and have all these people trying to storm the jail. You know, that would be a trip. Taylor. But this is not a small jail by any stretch of the imagination. This is a big jail. Now, the aerial shot that should be popping up here any second. I don't know if you guys get it before I get it. But the V in the middle with all those cars down there at the bottom, that's where Field McConnell will come in. They call these things sally ports. And there's a big gate. There's a big gate that's that open up, and he will come through that big V at the bottom. You have two sheriff's cars on the left. You have two vehicles on the right. Just to the left of that sheriff's car is where the main entry gate is. And that's where he would be coming in. Let's see if I can get... Okay, that's Miami Broward. That's not gonna... or Miami-Dade. But I have on the on my smartphone and on the video I did before, I've got the sally port on there. Let me put this up one. Ah, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, I don't know. It's all Kev chat. It is possible he's on his way there. They tend to keep that information quiet until he gets here because they don't want to tip anybody that may try and hijack the truck. So we won't know he's in Broward County until he gets there. Now, the picture I just put up to the extreme right of the image is a gate. That's the gate he's going to come in. Now, I'm going to try and do something to bring up a better picture of the Sally Port. And it's going to take me a minute. Let me do it this way. Alright, let's see if I can find what I'm looking for this way. Alright, show me the Sally Port. Okay, if this is going to cooperate, yeah, good, it cooperated. Okay, I've got, as soon as I locate it, I've got a better picture of the Sally Port. So, the Mega Bomber, or the Mega Bomber, I don't think so. You don't, because I don't think the Mega Bomber was in, Broward County. I could be wrong, because I can't remember where, the incident took place. Well, the only problem, if Trump is going to be in Daytona Beach, he's about 200 miles northeast of where he needs to be. Because Phil McConnell would be down in Fort Lauderdale, and he's not there yet. You know, from what I understand, Trump is supposed to go around in circles on the racetrack and the beast, and you know, what are you going to do? If that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. So the Misty Myrtle, the video of that victory party was a joke. And what's bad about that is Field McConnell knew darn well that Tim wasn't going to be there. Everybody running that party knew that Tim Holmseth wasn't going to be there. You know, they had all those people come to that party knowing full well that Tim Holmseth was not going to be there. You know, that's kind of mean. You know, to sit there and just have people guessing because they knew while they were at that get-together that Tim Holmseth was gone, that he'd been gone all that day. Trump train. Trump did sign an executive order, but it had nothing to do with Field McConnell and the task force. This is just a general executive order that all agencies are to cooperate to bring an end to pedophilia and to human trafficking. It's a general thing. This, you know, Tim Holmseth and Field McConnell had absolutely nothing to do with it. So they basically decided to say, okay, we'll say we're part of it, and that way, you know, we can get all that damn money. And then that's why they did it. So but let's see. Timothy Holmseth has not busted one pedophile. Not a single one. Timothy Charles Holmseth is the biggest fraud on the internet. Anybody that believes in Timothy Charles Holmseth is a blithering idiot. Anybody that believes in Timothy Charles Holmseth is a effing moron. And if you don't like it, you know where you can stick it. Because truth is truth. All Tim Holmseth is doing right now is sitting on a chair, eating popcorn and watching a big TV, if he is alive. Yeah, it's sad that people are so damn stupid that they would believe that Tim Holmseth is doing anything for anybody but himself. It's just really, really sad. You know, all that money and fame that he's getting for nothing, making fools out of everybody. He hasn't busted anybody. He hasn't done anything. Yeah, Trump, you can look, and I would like to see the documentation. I would like to see one child that Timothy Holmseth was responsible for. One. All it takes is one. And there's been absolutely zero. I'm not threatening anybody. Nobody threatened Trump train. Whoever it is entitled to their opinion. But The person is wrong because Tim Holmseth is an absolute positive fraud. He's a fake. How did I threaten you? How did anyone threaten you? Nobody's to be threatened in here. Yeah, what's funny, if Trump train, if you feel threatened, you might as well leave. I mean, I wouldn't want to be around a stream or anything where people are threatening you. If you feel threatened, feel free to leave. Because I don't want you to feel that you're... He had proof, all was taken down. Trump train, I have followed Timothy Charles Holmseth since the beginning. Since before he wrote his book. He has no proof. He never had any proof. I have every single solitary post and video that Tim Holmseth has made since day one. And there's nothing in there. So you basically are nothing but a fool because you believe that an unemployed pizza delivery driver is solving all these missing child cases. I really feel sorry for you. You've got yourself brainwashed into a cult because Timothy Charles Holmseth is a worthless fool. He's corrupt. He's a liar. He's a criminal. And he's a scammer. He is no spokesman for the President of the United States. He is not part of the pedophile task force. A Children's Crusade is a fraud, and since Timothy Charles Holmseth has put his name on there, then Timothy Charles Holmseth is going to be charged in a criminal conspiracy to commit wire fraud. So... Timothy Charles Holmseth doesn't solve any case, whether it be alive or dead. What Timothy Charles Holmseth does is interfere with investigations. He is deranged with a capital D. And unfortunately, people can't see that. They have to sit there and have wishful thinking about Holmseth and his fantasies, and people just blissfully fall for it. Well, Timothy Holmseth thinks that Pam Bondi is one of them. He's accused Pam Bondi of being involved in trafficking. And it's funny, because if Timothy Holmseth is what he says he is, that he's the spokesman for the high command and everything, why is he in hiding? He should be he should have a Secret Service team with him at all time. So, common sense would dictate if anybody were to look at the claims that Tim Holmseth makes, they would, it would be, there should be no problem, understanding that Tim Holmseth is a fake. But now, people want to believe it. People don't want to see the truth. People want to dream their little dream. Indulge themselves in their little fantasy. And it is what it is. No, Mert, you called be stupid my opinion. Well, that's your opinion. It's a stupid opinion, but it's an opinion. If you want to believe that Tim Holmseth is saving all these children, and by all means, get out put your money where your mouth is. Donate $100 a day to them. Give all your money to them. Because if somebody's saving all those children, it's priceless. So send them all your money. Put your money where your mouth is. The thing I don't understand is why Donald J. Trump isn't coming to the aid of Field McConnell and Timothy Homestead. Neither one of those should have problems. But there you are. The Broward County Jail has air conditioning. If you had looked at the top view I put up of the jail, you would have seen the air conditioners. They have roof air conditioners. See if I can. All right, let me do it this way. All right. All right, do it that way. Okay. Well, I'll tell you, for, these Homestead followers are a bunch of cowards. I mean, they're boo-hooing, saying, oh my God, I'm under threat, man. My feefies are hurt. Jesus Christ, unbelievable. But it's sad, really, that Trump train would be threatened by housewives and a retired truck driver living on Social Security. But, what are you going to do? Some people, they feel threatened if they see themselves in a mirror. Again, what I do not understand, if Trump train is so threatened, why is he here? Why would you go someplace that you feel threatened? I don't get it. I don't get it. Well, I'll tell you what, Trump train, you call whoever you want. FBI, CIA, Secret Service, your local law enforcement. File a complaint. If you think you're threatened, file a complaint. I'm not stopping you. But just remember, you file a police report, you got to give out your real name. You can't file anonymously. Don't work that way. And just so people know, if you look at the middle of this image, at these two square things up here in the middle, those are air conditioners. And we use what we call heat exchangers down here. And so those two units, more than likely, are heating the entire building, or are controlling the temperature of the building. And this, let's see, I'm going to enlarge this some more. this, these things right here, let's see. There's bank cities all over. These are the intakes for the air conditioner. This is a modern building. It's got the, it's got state-of-the-art air conditioning and all this. So, there's air conditioning there. It's just that the problem is knowing how this building is built and the conditions it has to go under. I'm laughing at Trump Train. What a poor little child. I mean, it comes into a room where they feel threatened that all these people are in here that are going to threaten the great Trump Train. It's laughable. Absolutely positively laughable. But this is the kind of people that are drawn to Tim Homestead. These people just, they cave under pressure, I guess. I'm the one that should feel threatened. I mean, Tim Homestead has said and done things that put my safety at risk. You go around accusing somebody of being a pedophile. There's going to be some crazy out there that might come showing up at my front door with a gun. And I'm risking. I go down to Fort Lauderdale. Some of his crazies live down there. They could shoot me while I'm down there because they don't like that I'm covering Field McConnell. So geez, if anybody should be threatened, it's me. Look what's been done to me. So, go cry into a baby towel, Trump Train. Crying out loud. People amaze me sometimes. They just look for any excuse to create drama is what it is. Because that's all he's doing, or he, or whatever. He's just... He's looking for attention. Looking to make itself the center of attention here. All he's doing is making himself look like a damn fool. Because nobody cares about Trump Train. Nobody knows who Trump Train is. You're in here under a fake username. We don't know who the hell you are. How the hell can you threaten a username? If you were to say, "Oh, I'm Tim Homestead" or something, then at least there's a name behind the accusation. But you're just a name on my chat. I have no idea who you are. I thought this is kind of funny. This is the canal. Come on, transition over. This is the canal that the jail faces. And who knows, maybe Bill McConnell will get a room with a view. Now, what's also funny about this is there are windows on the inside of what is a large court. All those windows going around that wiggly waggly are also prison cells. So Bill McConnell may have a view of the cells across the street from him. But then, remember I told you that not all these jail cells have windows. Oh, I'd love to see Tim Homestead in a jail cell. I'm crossing my fingers for the day that they lock his ass up. That's going to be a day to celebrate. I'll go out and I'll go to Red Lobster on that day and get myself a nice big lobster. Hell no. Alright, I managed to knock myself offline here. I'm gonna see what happened. So I'm gonna start taking some of the stuff off so I can... I'll be back in a minute. I gotta check something. Things up on the boxes. I'll have to do something about that. Alright, I'm back. Damn it, I did it again. I'm gonna have to do something about this set. That'll do for now. Oh boy. Alright, let's see what we're doing here. Jeez. This is not doing what I wanted to do. Sorry, folks, I'm trying to... Tap online with little girl. Oh, jeez. Oh, Trump train, you're a sad person, you know. You're just a sad, stupid little person. Well, you know, enough is enough. I have only so much patience for people. And I did it for his safety since he was being threatened, and you know, I just figured it'd be safer for him to leave. I don't know why that guy keeps coming back. I'll do it that way. Yeah, I can only take so much of people like him. He can go over and talk the field, or you know, maybe him and Randy can get together. Well, I don't know if all the messages get taken off when I put somebody in. Oops, how'd that happen? But, there's just... But you would think that these people that support Timothy would be in their own chat. A support Timmy chat, support Field chat, instead of being in here. So I don't get it. Where the hell? I don't know what's happened to my webcam. I don't have a webcam right now. That's weird. Yeah, I figured Trump train needs to be protected. He... In the blazes did that go? I've lost my webcam, folks. This is strange. So you're going to be looking at a prison for the rest of the night. No, it's not. I lost both my son and my wife to diabetes. I'm outliving my son because of diabetes. Oh well, I guess I'll just keep putting up pictures. I didn't mean to do that. How do I get rid of that? Alright. Yeah, he suffered a lot. It brings back memories, I'll tell you. That poor kid suffered a lot. And what happened to John was he had had a massive heart attack. He was on his way to do quadruple bypass surgery, and he didn't make it. He died on the elevator. Well, the chat gets recorded, Alicia, so you get to hear all about it and read all about it. Except for I think I may have knocked all his comments off here when I kicked him out of the room. Yeah, both my wife and John had type 1. John had juvenile diabetes, which is pretty bad. And Kathy, she lasted until 60. John died of about, I think he was 25 when he passed away. Oh well. That's good riddance. I didn't know if anybody had wanted to archive that, or I would have left it. But, it's kind of weird that these people come in here. I've only got, at best, 80 people at a time. Well, I get a couple trolls a night, so it's not, it's one of these things. Levi, just to let you know, somebody is upset that you called Tim Holmsath a pedophile. Legally, he hasn't been charged, but, it was just a measure, it's... if he is or he isn't, we don't know yet. I've been falsely accused of being a pedophile, so I know what it's like. But, passing that on. Well, you see, Ruby Tuesday, that's one of the reasons I'm annoyed that Tim Holmsath called me a pedophile and that I would be involved in something that would harm children, because I know what it's like to outlive a child. It's one of the reasons I got involved in the Trenton Duckett case. Apparently not. She still likes Tim, even though I think she did state that she had withdrawn her support, and she objects to you calling Tim a pedophile, because legally he has not been charged. And so that's basically that. Basically I'm passing a message on. It's, I can understand your position, Levi. I don't think it's a correct one, but you have a right to your opinion. I understand where you're coming from. He's called me a pedophile. He has yet to apologize for it. So, what are you going to do? You start calling people things, and then when it happens to you, and you start crying about it, it's kind of hypocritical. And that's the thing. I don't see her going to Tim Holmsath and having him retract calling me or anyone else a pedophile. He's not about to do that. So, that's my side of this, that, Tim Holmsath needs to be called out in public by people that support him for falsely accusing people of being a pedophile. That's what he's doing with Kim. He's accusing Kim of things that are not true. And this is what started all of this. Tim accused things that she's not guilty of. Then Phil McConnell gets involved, and he accuses people of things that people are not guilty of. And it just, no, he doesn't. Tim Holmseth has never apologized for anything. He makes accusations, doesn't care if he's proven wrong or not, he sticks with it. He comes up with excuses. And that's the kind of person he is. That's the kind of person Phil McConnell is. And, I'm passing out a message. I don't condone people being falsely accused, even Timothy Holmseth, but I'm not gonna tell people what to do. I'm just gonna say that, that's what it is. Yes, he does, Levi. He is very graphic on what he writes. I mean, you can get your message across without being so damn graphic. But it's, he does it deliberately because he knows it's going to grab attention. And, I would never write like that. Especially for facts that aren't in evidence. I mean, it's a disservice to the public, it's a disservice to the family, and it's a disservice to the child. I mean, if Haley Cummings is alive and out there and reading this on the internet, she would be very upset. This is the thing that people... Boy, I'm glad you posted that. Okay, so it is discuss. Somebody put up the video that I was discussing, and I was trying to find this. The book is absolute nonsense. And I have a video where I did the introduction. Now, what I'm sticking in here, this is Discuss, D-I-S-U-S-S. I tried to find this the other night. And this is Mr. Hayes talking about Sarah Dunklin. So anybody that wants to go over and look at that, it's very, very, very informative. I learned a lot watching this video. Oh, Julia, he went after Levi like you wouldn't believe. He's been on Levi's case for almost as long as he's been on my case. He's accused both of us of the same thing. Him and Tim's supporters have called around trying to make sure Levi doesn't get a job in the industry, and stuff like that. And this troll that's been on here even today sends me pictures of Levi that she's apparently getting off of his personal pages. So, and she just put up that she's angry with you. So, I guess you both can be angry with each other. My message to Tess is that you need to concentrate on, Tim Holmseth and getting him in a safe location. Because right now, he's not safe. Wherever he is, he's not safe. Eventually, these people are going to turn on him. He's got himself mixed up with some extremely dangerous people. So if you care anything about his life, you need to work to get him to either turn himself in or turn him in to the authorities. And we got another picture of Levi. Ugh. So we're at it again. So, well. Well, it is Golden Mirror. If you've known what I've had to go through because of the accusations that have been made, I've been swatted twice. And if you've never been swatted, you're lucky. Tim isn't safe because he's got himself mixed up with people he has no idea what their true motives are. David Strait, I don't trust him. There's Michael Carr. All these people that are getting involved in human trafficking, like Miss Dunklin. Tim is hanging around with complete strangers. He has no idea who these people are. He's not known these people that long, 2, maybe 3 years. So, it's just that if Tess has any concern about Tim Holmseth at all, she'd quit with these silly pictures and do something constructive to get Tim Holmseth straightened out, to get his life back on track, to get him in a position where he could be productive. Because if he keeps on what he's doing, he's going to get hit with a federal offense. Because he's involved in interstate fraud, he's involved in wire fraud, he's involved with impersonating an officer of the United States government, an agent of the United States government, and eventually the government's going to crack down. And Field is going to get hit with federal charges after he's done with the state of Florida. And all these other people that were involved with the Absud case are probably going to get hit with federal charges before this is all done. They're going to get hit with something. Because, the government is going to want to teach people lessons. And they're going to want to teach people that can't go around committing crimes. That sooner or later, you're going to get imprisoned. You're going to get caught, you're going to be put on trial, and you're going to go to jail. It's that simple. So, well, Key Chat, yeah, there are legitimate ways to help children. Mertz Minions. Okay, that's an original one. Hello. There's legitimate ways to help children. There's organizations out there to help children. I've done a video on at least one of them that try and get women in a position to where they can keep their children. And it's not going to be the Children's Crusade. It's not going to be Tim Holmseth. And it's not going to be Field McConnell or this clown out in Oregon. They're just going to make matters worse. That's nothing much. It's just the usual thing, minions, that happens every day on here. I had a troll in here that seemed to be fearful of being threatened by whoever in here. And I finally decided to make the person safe and sent them packing. Because, I don't want anybody to feel they're threatened in here. People are threatened in here. I'll just boot them for the room for their own safety. They can go into a safe place somewhere. I don't want them hanging around in this dangerous chat. If they're going to be threatened, why put themselves through that punishment? So I just say, okay, I'm going to let you out. Julia, I don't know where Tim is, whether he's still out in Oregon or if he's come back. I have a feeling that Randy has come back because she's posting regularly on her YouTube, on her Facebook, and she's got, 3 houses to take care of. And that might not be that easy living in, gallivanting around the country. So she probably went home to take care of her houses. Minions, Field is not in Florida yet. Both governors have agreed that he is coming to Florida. It may take up to 2 weeks to make the arrangements, maybe longer, because Florida has to make sure that they've got room for him. They have to make transportation arrangements, and so on and so forth. Who is on Facebook? Mertz Minions, who's on Facebook? Julia, I agree. She's being surveilled. Why so long? Well, Field is going to be transferred to a prison with at least 4,000 people population, and Florida brings in on average 100 inmates a day into that particular prison. So what they have to do is they have to make sure, number one, they got room for field in order to get there. They have to make transportation arrangements to get them down here. And like I told people earlier, it's one of three ways. He's either come down by commercial airline, charter airline like Con Air, or he's going to come down by a private contracted prison bus. And it's probably going to be number three because of the pricing. So that's how Field's going to get here. And it's going to take anywhere, he could be here Monday, or it's going to take 2 to 3 weeks. It just depends on how quickly they can make the arrangements to get him down here. Yeah, I know Tim Holmes said this on Facebook. He blocked me. He's too much of a coward to let me read his blog. I have people that read it for me and send me his material. Now, Broward County has good medical care. Some of the best hospitals are in southeast Florida. And so, Field will probably get better care than he got on his own up in Wisconsin. Because they've got, all kinds of facilities. They got the big hospitals down here. If he has to go to a regular hospital in Broward County, they can run him over there. They do it all the time. So he's going to be just fine. As long as he doesn't piss anybody off in there. If he does, that's just too damn bad. It's not our fault that Field had to open his big mouth. If he had kept his big mouth shut, he wouldn't be in jail. Patriotic, that jail does smell. Because I've known people, that have been in there, reporters and prison guards and so forth, and it stinks. It's just the nature of the building. So, yeah, CapChat, he will be psychologically evaluated. It's part of the process when you're being sentenced. Number one, they want to make sure that he's fit to stand trial to begin with. That's the same thing they did with Tim Holmseth. He was examined to see if he was fit to stand trial. He was not examined to see if he was sane or free of mental problems. He was examined to see if he was fit to stand trial. So they'll do that. Well, if Field lost weight, it's probably good, because he was overweight. So, you're put on a balanced diet. You don't get beer or any kind of alcohol in prison, so naturally he's going to lose weight. But he's healthy. I don't feel sorry for him at all. Absolutely not. Field McConnell is responsible for his actions. He's responsible for where he's at. He should think twice before he pulls a stunt like that again. If he gets into a position where he can get out of the situation he's in now. He can do all his theories about airplanes and stuff like that, but he shouldn't be making false accusations and death threats against the mother of 3 children. It doesn't work. Oh, Kirk's been in Idaho for a long time. He left right around Christmas time and hasn't been back since. I don't think there's anybody in the house except the guy that's taking care of it. And Miracle said that she was taking care of it, which, considering where she lives, that would be interesting. But yeah, I think he's an alcoholic. Because he acted like it was 2 sheets in the wind on video all the time. So I think basically he was. He basically was a drunk. But, you know, and there's no such thing as an age limit on crime. If you do a crime at 80 years old, you're going to prison. That's just the way it is. And Field McConnell is not the only 70-year-old that's in prison. So I don't feel sorry for him at all. Whether or not he's going into withdrawal is going to depend on how heavily he was drinking. You know, because they get what they call the DTs if they withdraw too fast. Now, they do have modern medications now to help with the process, you know, to flush them out. He could get help. Because it's like I said, Key Chat, they do psychological evaluations and they will offer him help. They'll offer him counseling. Prisons usually have a chaplain in there so he can have meetings with the chaplains and stuff. So there's opportunities for him in jail. You know, especially if he gets transferred into the state prison system, they do have rehabilitation programs for the inmates. So he'll get evaluated. They'll figure out the best place to put him. And they'll figure out if there's anything they can do to help him out. So jail may be the best thing in the world for him. And Divine Interloper put up another video if anybody's interested. I just came across the wire. Yeah, I'm not a medical expert, Julia, so I don't know what they'll do. But yeah, they will not help them. I mean, the role of a prison is rehabilitation, not just to throw you into a room and forget about you. They'll do rehabilitation. Golden Mare, yes, the state of Florida will be paying his medical expenses. I got to go through the manual because there are some things in the manual that are going to be covered. I think because of Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid and so on and so forth that they may draw on that to cover his expenses. Well, nobody is making either one of these two believe they're on a task force. It's a figment of their own imagination. They're being helped by this David Strait character. It's all one massive fraud. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. I thought the colony on Mars was bad. This thing is even worse. Well, Kirk set him up because Kirk's an idiot. He's a wannabe lawyer with a mugshot, as Agent 19 would say. You know, Phil McConnell should have gotten a qualified attorney. He didn't do it. He had, it's his own damn fault. He should have gone out and gotten a regular lawyer and be done with it. Some are and some aren't. The Florida prison system is not private. It's run by the state of Florida. Now, some juvenile prisons are private. Got several Republicans, Phil McConnell being one, or Mitch McConnell being one of them, that have stocks in these companies. Russell J. Gould, yeah, he's involved. Yeah, he's kind of a late comer to the party. But yeah, he's involved in this nonsense. They all got their finger in the pie when it comes to Phil McConnell. He's getting screwed 9 ways to Sunday. He let all these idiots surround him, and now Phil McConnell does not have an attorney because it would be on record. He's got the federal thing that was filed was done by Dr. Olson. Dr. Olson is not a lawyer. So, nobody is a bar attorney. All Field has, he's getting advice from all these idiots. And he's trying to handle this on his own. Ruby Tuesday? No, he does not. Because if Field McConnell had a bar certified attorney, it would be in the court record. It goes in automatically. Because the attorney has to present their credentials to the court, and then the court would enter it as an attorney on record. Alicia, the letter was the Russell Gould and this thing that he sent to the prison. And they rejected it because he's not a lawyer. And it was ridiculous. So, Phil McConnell has no legal representation. Phil McConnell is pro se. He's representing himself. And, he's just basically committing legal suicide. Because, why are we doing a bail bond search? Oh. I'm not sure, Tess, if this is the same Joshua Melton. I'm not going to pay for this. Let's see. 1977. This may very well be Joshua. If it is, he's changed his appearance quite a bit. But it could well, and this couldn't well be. The age lines up. Because 1977, he was 30-some years old when he got involved with all this stuff, so... He wound up Maricopa County. Wow. Wonder what he got nailed for. I can check with Maricopa County. I don't have to go through this bail bond search. Because that'll tell me the charges he has. Because these people, they want a fee to get that information. So you would need, if you go to the Maricopa County inmate roster, it'll tell you the charges. And Derek Lassiter had his baby. He's got another baby in the world. Well, congratulations to them. Because I believe she was pregnant when he was on trial. So apparently after while he was in prison, she had the child. So hopefully that'll settle him down, because now he has a responsibility. That child looks premature. Yeah, Gould is crazy, no question mark. The guy's nuts. He's a scammer with a capital S. There is no such thing as postmaster of the world. That's just idiotic. And anybody that believes that stuff's an idiot. This gold fringe spraying and this gold fringe. Oh, sorry about that. I popped. I'm running back and forth, looking at the screen, and looking at the. The woman, Anna Von Ritz, is another crackpot. She's a retired judge or something from the state of Alaska. And she has no legal standing. She's not a licensed attorney or any of that. Now, Misty, you're probably right. He's holding out hope that he's going to get out of this mess, but he's not. When he gets to Florida, he's going to get hit with a major dose of reality. His environment down here is going to change completely, and he's going to have a rude awakening. Von Reitz claims to be a tax judge. That basically is the same thing I think that Randy Erickson claimed to be, some kind of a tax judge. And she has no standing with the criminal court at all. Tax judge is not going to accomplish anything. No, she's not qualified. Oh, here we go with deep state again. Good evening, Richies. Welcome. I'm running a little over. I'll stay on for a few minutes. I usually quit at midnight, but it's relatively active in here. Doing pretty good tonight. What in the hell is this? No. Joshua is no relation to her. She can't stand him any more than I can. But I'm glad you gave me this information. Two years. Possession of a controlled substance in the first degree, meth. Yep, that's Joshua. What a freaking moron. Yep, that matches the description of the information I have on file from the federal court when he was sentenced the first time. So, yep, So Mr. Melton got himself another jail sentence. Okay, Julia, I've been doing a couple things here, so I'm kind of losing track. "39-year-old Joshua Maine Melton." Holy crap! Making a $10,000 a week. Sweepstake Internet Cafe in the Phoenix area. Wow. Boy, the feds find out about that. He's going in prison for a long time because he's not supposed to be on the internet. Sheesh. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm being told that the idiot that created the fake chats that came after me is in prison for trafficking in narcotics. Glad to hear it. I want that son of a bitch locked up for life. Well, Avenatti, if he did what he did, that's, that Avenatti, that's Stormy Daniels' attorney, former attorney. He got convicted of extortion made a threat against Nike, and that's not a good idea. I'll be right back, folks. I'm going to take care of something. Okay, I'm back. We're running over a little bit here. Man, I got to do something about this thing. I'm sorry I haven't been on camera, but something happened to my camera, and I haven't been able to get it back. Even though that it's lit up, I don't know where the cue went. So. I do not get it. But, you know. Field Trip is on Twitter, whoever Field Trip is. But the Jesus, Derek. Got a picture of Derek Lassiter up here, and God, that guy's he got tattoos all over him. What a mess. Oh well. Oh, that's fine. I don't care who Minions is. Jihaz. Oh, wow. That's a lot of land. Teslani, you gotta come up with new pictures. You keep recycling the same ones. Oh, I don't care. Because basically all Dino is just another username. And Minions is the same way. If somebody comes up with a name, they come in, But Field McConnell, I don't care who's on Facebook, but it is not, Field McConnell is currently not on anything. His website might be up, but he's in jail. And he has no internet access to the outside world. So if somebody is posting as Field McConnell, they are impersonating him. It's that simple. Didn't mean to do that. Alright, no, there's nothing going on. Linda is paranoid. Linda. Oh, okay, Linda. Sorry. I was trying to figure out what's going on with the chat. Right, let's see what's going on here. Nothing much going on in email. And I'm just checking to see if there's anything that I should report. Seeing if my connection over on Facebook has said anything. And last post is 5 hours there. So. And nothing going on there. So. Looney Tuneville is not having anything. Alright, everybody. I'm going to be closing it out. I'm 12 minutes over. I do appreciate everybody checking in, and this was a pretty decent night tonight. Things went relatively well. I do hope that the people in here that support Field that decided to drop in are behaving themselves, or at least trying to. And it's unfortunate the Trump train felt threatened to the point where I had to close them out so that whoever the individual is isn't threatened anymore. But, you know. But, again, if you people would like and subscribe, I would appreciate it. We're doing good on the subscription. It's climbing slowly, but we're getting close to our goal. Because if I can get to 1,000 followers, I'm going to be able to do things with mobile chat. It'll be a big help down in Broward County. Well, minions, good night. Wish everybody well. God bless. And this is William K. Murtaugh, Witness 1. Until later, have a good one.